So for steak Diane, we're going to start out with meat. I like to use tenderloin. Usually if you buy in grocery, it's about that thick, and I usually just slice it in half. So what we're going to go ahead and do is go ahead and pound them. I don't over pound them, but you know, a little bit flat. So I like to get them about half the thickness they used to be. So, and tenderloin's really tender, that's the name, and so don't overbeat them or else they'll just kind of disintegrate on you. So. And you want to try to get them smashed kind of uniformly thickness-wise, just because that way you're going to, when you cook them, they're going to cook more evenly. So, okay, we're about there for pounding the meat. And so we're going to go ahead and salt them with some kosher salt. As with salting, you want evenness, so you want salt high up in the air so it distributes evenly. And we're going to salt both sides. Alright, give me a second. Grab a plate. I'm going to go ahead and set these guys aside, and I usually salt them for about 5 to 10 minutes. Is fine. Okay, that's the meat part. Normally we would be doing this with shallots for the sauce. Shallots and mushrooms, but we ran out of shallots, so I'm going to do it with half an onion. So if you don't know, if you cut an onion in half, if you want to keep it, go ahead and take a piece of aluminum foil, place it in, fold it like a Hershey's Kiss on top. Fold it like a Hershey's Kiss, and then the secret is on the back side, you want to slap it, so as you see the grooves for the onion, that means it's not going to leak any air. So that's how you, and you throw this sucker in the fridge, and that's how you keep onion. So I'm going to go ahead and chop. So on an onion, you have the fibers going this way. If you chop it like this, they will last longer. If you want the onion and sauce, if you chop it this way, making the fibers really thin, then they'll kind of disintegrate. And I think they like it kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and chop it lengthwise. You want to try to cut it as thin as possible. Pieces. And then next we'll get to the mushrooms. So next thing we're going to be doing is cutting mushrooms. I don't know how other people cut mushrooms, I guess. I'll try a new way. This all go in the sauce, so you want them kind of thin. Cut one half first. Still in half. Some room on the cutting board. And The mushrooms will look like there's a lot, but they wilt down quite a bit, kind of like spinach does. And so you'll think like it's a mountain of mushrooms, but when you actually cook them, it cooks down. I like to cut them really thin just so they kind of disintegrate in the sauce. So a lot of the food's going to depend on how fast you do prep. I do prep really quickly, so most of the food's going to go by real quick. With the mushrooms too tall, then toward the end you just turn it over like that. You can just turn it over. That was about 9 large mushrooms, something like that, and then you'll see the volume, and then kind of want to show you the volume of it so you can kind of get an idea how much it cooks down to later on. So this looks like a mountain of mushrooms, but it actually cooks down to nothing. Let's see if we can see the mushrooms here. So that's how much mushrooms I cut. So I'll go ahead and introduce the ingredients for the other ingredients. I forgot to dice some garlic, so we're gonna go ahead and do some right now. Quick tap. Them. And then most of them will get your onions going in the background. Sorry, I forgot garlic, but you know, such is life. So, quick tap with the cleaver, and get all the garlic papers, fat fingers, garlic paper off. A little bruise on the front. And no nails. Alrighty, get all the garlic. Hold, give me a second. Right through the onions. Alright, so the stem parts we remove, the bruises we remove, the stem part, and we want them basically smashed, so we're going to go ahead and smash. Oof, a little bit too much. And give a once over. And then we'll be using the garlic in the sauce. So this is the traditional ingredients for the sauce. Traditionally, they don't use chicken broth, but I need a lot of sauce. I can't have it too thick, so I usually put some chicken broth. Crown Royal, my family prefers it for flambe for over all other alcohol. For the sauce, Worcestershire sauce, Dijon mustard, heavy cream, and traditionally they don't put tomato paste, but I do because I like it. I like the umami flavor a little bit better. So that's pretty much, along with shallots, or at least today I'm going to be substituting onion for the shallots. But shallots, mushrooms, chicken broth, Crown Royal, Worcestershire, Dijon mustard, heavy whipping cream, and tomato paste. And that's pretty much your steak Diane. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and start our steaks, which have been kind of salted and dry brine for about 10 minutes. I usually use avocado oil. I think it's better for you, so we're going to go ahead and oil up a heavy cast iron, or this is a carbon steel skillet. Get this up real nice and hot. I like to do it, for this thickness, I usually like to do it 2 minutes on each side, and that will give me medium rare. We don't want it to cook because we'll recook it in the sauce. So we're going to go ahead and throw this bad boy in. So we're about coming up on 2 minutes through the magic of video editing, or turning off the camera in that case. Let's cook these guys. Another 2 minutes. So we're coming up on 9 seconds, 8 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and move these guys basically out of the pan, and we'll put in our other ingredients. So that's 2 minutes. That's 2 minutes on each side, 4 minutes. We'll go ahead and move these guys. And don't turn off the heat. And we're going to chuck in our onions. So we're going to go in and throw in our onions and let them saute in the beef juice. Alright, so we want the onions to pick up all that spawn on the bottom. And we're just going to let the onions saute a little bit. Bottom up on top. Move these guys around. Good, all good. As you start seeing them soften, it would have been better with shallots. I prefer the flavor of shallots, but again, ran out, and HB didn't have any, and didn't have time to go Whole Foods, so onions will have to be. So I'm gonna let these cook for about 3 to 5 minutes. So our onions are kind of browned and a little dry, but that's alright. So we're going to go ahead and add the mushrooms in. And like I said, it seems like a lot of mushrooms, but you'll see in a little bit it's actually not that much mushrooms. And if it seems a little dry, the meat we had just removed, there's a lot of meat juices, so we're going to go ahead and dump in some meat juices. Wet it. Some people go ahead and add red wine at this point, but we're going to flambe it, so we're not going to. But go ahead and saute the mushrooms. So as you can see, the mushrooms start wilting, and it's like a third the size from what it is. So at this point in time, it's a little, it's kind of a little too wet for me, but that's all right. It'll steam out. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and add the garlic. And we do that because everything takes different times to cook, and if you cook the garlic with the onions in the beginning, you would burn the garlic. So. We're going to go ahead and let that infuse a little bit. We're going to go ahead and dry it out. Dry out the moisture in the mushrooms. And so at this point in time, we come to the favorite part. And today, Lydia is going to light the, so we have crown royal, lighter. First time I did it, almost lost my eyebrows. Okay, and then we'll just let it flambe and let the alcohol burn out. That was a lot of alcohol. So, okay, we're all good. And it does add a lot of flavor to the sauce. So what I like to do now is I go ahead and add some chicken broth. I don't know how much, I just kind of add some chicken broth. Turn up the heat, get it back going. I mix a little bit in. And this is also the time I go ahead and add other ingredients. So we have I add about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard and about roughly 3 tablespoons, 4 shakes, 5 shakes of Worcestershire, and then I also do heat up about a tablespoon worth of tomato paste. Yeah, something like that. And then we go ahead and emulsify the sauce. And go ahead and let this guy start to simmer. I'm going to put just a little bit more chicken broth in there, just because they like a lot of sauce. So do I. So, alrighty. So, the sauce is looking pretty good, and so I'm going to go ahead and taste it. Really good. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt. This time, so we sweat the mushrooms out even more. Now I'm going to go grab the heavy cream. So the sauce is going. We're going to go ahead and add heavy cream. Start with that and see. Still on the watery side, so we're going to go ahead and add just a little bit more. And taste it real quick to see if is it a bit salty now? Just a little bit more salt. I like it a little, just a little bit more Worcestershire. Alrighty, so this sauce is looking pretty good. We're going to go ahead and dump just a little bit of a parsley flake. So we get some greenery in there. Now we're going to go ahead and reincorporate the meat back in. Just let them chill and simmer for a little bit. Make sure you get all the juiciness out. And so we're simmering these guys for about a minute, and that's it. We're going to put the plates ready. So they look pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the steaks. Go ahead and remove the steaks. And then what we're going to do is let this sauce simmer and reduce down. That'll be about a minute or two. We want the sauce to start thickening. You'll start seeing, I'll kind of give you a heads up when the sauce starts thickening. You'll kind of see it. Almost there. And when you start stirring the pan, and it's about, we're almost there. We're about there. You see, kind of, is that French steak? Well, this is silicone, so it won't. But as it coats the back of the spoon, we're pretty much, give it another 30 seconds, we're good. Alrighty, we are about there. So take a little cooking spoonful, throw it on top. And a cooking spoonful, throw it on top. A little sauce to chew it up. And that is your steak Diane.